Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. I haven't done one in a long time, but I do have a public service announcement, a PSA. I have not had one for a long time on my channel. This one's very interesting. This message started coming in during the channeling of one of the zodiacs that I did today that's coming out tomorrow, which is Leo. Started getting the message. So basically, here's what I pulled the cards out again to sit down and do this as a group. As I said in the Leo reading, that I'm going to release this particular piece of information collectively, because I received the answer to a question collectively, like in a collective context. So what's been going around lately? Well, it's appeared at least a couple of times on my channel through the zodiac, of kind of like being cautious of evil eye energy, being cautious of envious energy, same sort of energy started to come through in this reading, but the cards were really unique and different, and it was telling me, I felt like, a very deep story here. I actually took a second and just really sat with the cards, and I sort of was intuitively asking questions. And as they say, ask and you shall receive. So I got some very interesting answers from my guides from these questions. So I actually had to edit the Leo reading, so you don't just see me staring at the cards for like 2 minutes. So this is what came in. So this is the energy right now on a mass collective scale that is experiencing a level of awakening that is incredibly uncomfortable. It's kind of funny too, because that also touches on a collective message that I had of this person is going through their awakening, kicking and screaming. Like, it's picking up that energy. And so I was asking questions as I was sitting with the cards, mainly because I haven't just seen this on my own channel. Like, I've been seeing it on other channels, just like random scrolling. And I found, like, that's really intriguing. So I asked, like, why is this happening, like, on a collective right now? And then I was told and shown. So there's basically a very large group of people right now that are about to go through a big awakening. And they haven't really progressed much in their, I want to say, spiritual journey. They're still very much connected to what is 3D, and what is in front of them is the only thing that is possibly in existence here. There's nothing beyond that. So they're about to be shook. There's a very large population of people that are about to be shook. Now, you don't even appear, so I'm kind of like talking in the Leo reading, but as collectively speaking, you don't even appear in the reading. That's how well protected you are from this. So I kind of want to convey that straight up. Like, I don't want anyone to be like, oh my God, what's going to happen? You're okay. But you have to, as actually is the title of the Leo reading that's coming out, to be mindful of and hold strong to your personal boundaries and people pleasing. Because that could actually, if you don't honor that in yourself, you could end up with problems. So this energy, as a lot of you know, and some of you may not, you may never even been to my channel before, but I'll describe it to you again. The Panther to me came across a few years ago as an incredibly powerful guardian and protector. It's the energy of like a fallen angel that was at one point kind of like working as the devil's right-hand man. And this energy has redeemed itself probably like 1,000,000 years ago. No, like a long time. This energy has redeemed itself, continues to do that, and continues to work for the higher good of itself and others. And because of that, because this energy has this experience in the darkest depths of hell, it is also the strongest protector of myself, of you, against negative energies, because it knows how those negative energies can come at you. This energy is out. It's protecting, okay? Even got like this high priestess energy. They're both, as they sat on the table, they are both looking towards the mass awakening that is going to have some problems. Not have problems. They're going to work well. They're going to fight like a son of a bitch to not want to work through those problems. So this was this Four of Swords coming out in reverse, and you guys know I'm not like a big reverse, upright, reverse, upright. I read reverses when I feel like it is so obvious and it is screaming at me, and that's kind of how I do it. So this energy here is a massive group of collective energy, and it's already gone through something uncomfortable here. It's already done something. These people have already done something in their lives that has caused them to stand out differently, to feel even perhaps uncomfortable, right? Like the zebras, they are like a group energy. They kind of all hang out together because the stripe effect in a group confuses predators. The minute they're out on their own, a predator can identify a single one and then can start going after it. But in a group, they can't identify a single one, so they can't target one, and they're very difficult to hunt in that way. So zebras will stick together, and their patterns all flow together. The zebra is no longer sticking together. It's already been through something here where it's kind of standing out. It already feels uncomfortable with that. This energy coming in as an underline is describing to me it's the start of something crumbling, the foundation starting to crumble. It's and this is what these people are starting to feel, like their lives aren't making sense. They're starting to kind of recognize where they are, and they may not understand things, but they're starting to feel certain ways. So I feel like some of these people, things have already started to happen either to them, or they're taking certain actions in their life that they feel are very bold and risky, but it's nothing compared to how much more their inner souls are calling to them to do. Now, I was picking up, I don't know what it is. I didn't get it in a card zodiacally. Woo, we got a great big crow. Just came in to stand on the 60-foot spruce trees and behind the camera there. The message that I was getting, that there's something happening here astrologically. Is something happening astrologically? A lot of people that are already very spiritual, people that are already very spiritual, always kind of connected spiritually, are not going to feel this the same way. This is an energy of mass awakening, and I don't know, maybe some of you are familiar with what's going on astrologically. I'm not, but I'm just hearing that, like there's some type of planetary energy that's affecting this. It's causing it to happen. It's inevitable. It's happening. And the thing is, so with this area, it's starting to open up. What's being asked of this group is to open up their third eye. So it is to see beyond the visual, to see beyond the obvious, and it is to see more within here. It is to know more. It is to start the process of opening up the crown chakra eventually as well too. But there is a battle here to do that. They do not want to do it. And because they don't want to do it, they are going to be projecting. They are running on fear. They are running on anger. Fear and anger came through the strongest for me in these cards. And then the shark is projecting the fear and the anger, right? But then this is the energy that is stopping it. So as long as you are maintaining your boundaries, as long as you are not people pleasing in a way that is not healthy for you, you're going to be okay, because this energy's got your back. It would not hurt if you're already using some type of practice to protect yourself, to increase that practice, to not let it slip accidentally, to be very mindful of it, to even cleanse your energy. Yeah, so, okay, we're going to go back to this third eye here. So you can see how we talked about the stripes in the background are going all in the same direction. We're all horizontally flowing. And then, but the zebra, these individuals have suddenly started kind of going against the grain. They're going against the pattern. Well, the pattern now, right? Now that's how they see themselves outside of their world. So these could be people that are kind of like, oh, did you hear this theory, or have you ever had like a dream like this, or have you ever thought, but they're almost expressing it like, because it's something that they're connecting with. It's like it never existed before them. And it feels very big and very profound. Um, Very big and very profound. And that's like from the outside, though, like how the world is perceived from the outside. Like they're seeing themselves differently. They're identifying something different here. This part's coming from inside. And this is the part that is what most of them don't want to break down. So you can see immediately, like, we're moving away from monochromatic and we're introducing a lot of color. So things are not black and white. It is not that simple. There's a lot of shades of gray in between black and white. So it's almost too like some of these people may be very much connected to like kind of polarized concepts, like everything is all this way and that's all I am, or everything is all this way and that's all I am. So they may be coming up with some they may be talking about things that have been talked about before or in different groups, but this just feels like kind of like new and whoa, look at how I'm stepping out here. And I'm not saying that to make fun of them in any way, because everybody goes through these processes in different ways, right? So and at different levels and degrees. This is very, very new and fresh, and it's kind of like how the message was coming through is the newer and the fresher it is, the more uncomfortable, right? It's like when you're introducing something for the very first time into the system. Oh, it's like the system, the cogs and everything start to break down. Okay, we're going back here. So we're getting away of monochromatic. They're being asked to pull away from monochromatic, but this is happening within themselves. Now, look at this triangle, how it's actually stretching the pattern. It's trying to break old patterns. So it's trying to break old patterns. It's trying to pull into a medium from very strong polarized energies. And it's because this came out in reverse. And right, like look at how that came out. It's talking about healing and bursting open that third eye. But because it's in reverse, it's like they don't want to. They don't want to. And because of that, right, oh yeah, okay, so here's the other thing that came in with that. It's like they have to feel the pain to be able to heal it. They have to feel the pain to be able to heal it. Now, I talked about, and I'll talk about it here as well, that it's kind of like there's a group of people that are born with a condition where they actually can't feel anything. Their nerve endings are either shut off or I don't know what it is. But it's a real condition. And you'll see videos, you can see videos about this. And these people have all sorts of cuts and injuries on them. It doesn't hurt. They don't, they could get stabbed, they could get cut, they could pick up a boiling pot of water. It doesn't hurt. And it's kind of funny when you look at comments and videos like that. Like there's not a lot of people, but there's enough people that often comment, wow, that would be amazing not to feel pain. I would give any. But the problem is when you don't feel pain, it becomes incredibly detrimental to you. Like one of the examples that in one of those videos that I had watched at some point was they could be walking around all day with a sharp pebble in their shoe, and this sharp pebble could be pushing into their heel. Eventually, doing that all day, it could go right into the heel, right into the tissue of their foot, and they wouldn't even know until they took their shoe off at the end of the day and could see blood in the shoe. And then at that point, like now they've got something embedded in their heel. So right? There is a point to feeling. There's an extremely important point to feeling. And this mass awakening is involving a very large group of people who do not want to feel that pain. They're fighting it. They are fighting because it's coming from the inside out. Like it's almost like a soul triggering is happening here. And the soul is pushing so hard for this to happen, but the ego is really, really fighting back on it. Yes, so this comes through like anger. I don't want to look at this, so I'm kind of angry at anything that triggers it. There could also be, I don't feel like there's sadness. I feel like there's anger and fear are the two big ones, and both of those are not great combinations, but there's projection in this. And some people might be quite curt with you. Some people might be downright horribly negative, and I would avoid them at all costs. So yeah, this is the underlying card. So it's telling me too, the message that I was getting, like this kind of like a bit of a tower card for me. And in this particular situation, that can happen sometimes with this card, and it is in this reading, is that this is kind of like the rumblings, the beginnings of something. It's just the thunder in the distance that's actually warning you of the storm that's approaching. For this collective energy, right? You do not have to be in this storm, but just to be aware of it, that it's going on, as well as, like, you know, like a huge herd of buffalo that's approaching. You can hear it, you can feel it. That's what's going on with these people. They can feel it coming, and it's very uncomfortable. They don't want to feel it. They've already, to some degree in their lives, taken some sort of step here that makes them stick out. They feel like it makes them stick out. They feel a little bit like they don't belong. And they might even feel like that because they're kind of starting to come out of a group think here, a very ego-based way of being, but yet they're not kind of fully developing their spiritual side at this point, or really connecting with their soul. I want to say there's probably going to be a huge amount of inner child healing that's going to be going on with that as well once it starts to come through. Y'all are very well protected here. Spirit can see it coming before it's even there, and then if it even gets through that, then it's not going to get through here, as long as you are not people pleasing and you are not compromising your own boundaries. If anybody is kind of pushing your boundaries, make it known and just leave it at that. I wouldn't engage too much with this energy. I don't know where it's going to go or what's going to happen. Actually, I didn't ask. I'm just going to go. What's going to happen for the zebra entities? The zebra entities, the awakening zebras. This is the zebras. The zebras. Wow, it's the giant cleanse. It's a huge cleanse. It's an alchemy. This is one of my favorite alchemy cards. I mean, you look at these frogs and they ingest poison, and the poison gets transferred into their skin, which ends up actually protecting them. So it's all the poison that has been ingested here with these energies. That's really interesting. All of those sirens. All of the poisons that have been ingested here. Ancestral lies and perpetuating just perpetuating ancestral habits, patterns. It's turning this, but it's not something that happens quickly. I mean, a lot of you too. I mean, I know I'll be speaking to a lot of people that have done inner child work, that have really tried to heal a lot of internal wounds, trying to really look at themselves with a different perspective, make some very tough choices and decisions in their lives to make changes. And even still, like, not even feel like, am I getting anywhere in this? Yeah, you are. You're way ahead of what this energy is that I'm looking at on the table. Okay, so this takes time, because it's basically taking things that have been ingested that are not healthy for you and transforming them, transferring them in a way, but it's alchemy. So it's not just shifting it to the side. It's actually breaking it down and recomposing it to become something that actually protects you. Right? And anyway, you could even just say it. It's just like going through learning and adjusting to a massive lessons here. Seeing beyond the mundane. I think that's the other, like, seeing beyond the mundane. And then I think this actually is what I'm feeling here. Like, this is a long journey forward, not really knowing where the next step is taking you, but starting to use this. Starting to use the third eye Yeah, but it's driven by fire, right? Both of these are fire cards. It's driven by fire. It's reverse after that. It is driven by fire. And in going through, there's the Dark Night of the Soul also. So that's, I wanted to give you guys that message collectively. Yeah. So, you know, that's what I have for you, y'all. And I guess we'll see how that pans out. Thank you so much, everybody. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.